Good afternoon and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Red Zone in the UK with my buddy Scouse and Christian. All right, guys, man, it's been a long time, man. We missed the show, had a bye week. Seems like it's been a while. How you been,
Yeah, man.
Scouse? Congratulations, 300 episodes over than the 1 Point Safety Show.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I
Congratulations.
loved your video that you put in there.
Yeah.
All good, man. All love.
Good. How you been, man, these last couple weeks?
Yeah, man. I've been good. Business is getting a little bit better as well, so that's always good. And yeah, another week, another game that the Skins are going to win. So yeah, so it's all going to be good, man. It's all going to be good. So how you doing, man?
Good, hanging tight, man. What about you, Christian? How you been, buddy?
Yeah, I'm great. Starting to get into that wind down from work mode. So yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to Christmas. Looking forward to these last four regular season games.
Yeah, the final stretch. This is the final stretch. Let's get right into it. Seems like we've taken over New Orleans. That's incredible. And it's always kind of been the case, right? Even when we wasn't good, we always used to represent well in New Orleans. But this year, it's just because every away game, it seems like we represent really well at away games. But this year down there, it looked insane. Did you see some of the videos and stuff they were posting?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's nice to see all the old school fans to come back out and start representing again. It's crazy. And obviously New Orleans is always a good place to go, isn't it? Let's face it. I mean, I've never been myself, but from videos from obviously fans, but also just in general, it seems like a very fun place to go and be. Nights out and meeting new people and that type of thing. Mardi Gras and there's loads of different things, and I think that's one place I definitely want to go to at some point. Maybe the Super Bowl this year. Who knows?
Hey, there you go. Look. All right, let's get right into it. Christian, the history. Seems like we got a pretty good history against the Saints.
Yeah, we have. Basically, they've played 28 times. New Orleans have won 11. And the Commanders have won 17. Okay, no ties there. What I would say, though, the Saints have won the last 3 against Washington. And we always have a bit of a look-back game. So usually I look back at a win, but I thought, no, let's change it up. I'm going to look back at a narrow defeat, so sorry about that. But 2017, we lost a narrow one in overtime, 34-31. Well on top as well, we gave up 18 in the fourth quarter.
That's the game. So I was at that game. Yeah, we were up big. And Chris Thompson broke his leg. That's the game he broke his leg. And after he broke his leg, that was it. We had no more offense. He was all out offense.
Yeah, he was. I mean, basically, I had a little. As you were at the game, Deuce, you might know this, but 2 little bits of trivia which we like as well. There was a running back who went for over 100 that day for the Commanders. Who was that?
But it wasn't Chris Thompson.
No, it wasn't Chris Thompson. He was hurting them in the passing game. Wow. So let me see. Was it Fat Rob?
No, wasn't Fat Rob. One more guess, because we could be here forever. Oh, the only thing I would say is it took him a lot of carries to get over 100.
Yeah. We was horrible that game after Chris Thompson. I don't know who was it.
Samaji Perine.
Yeah, there you go.
Samaji Perine, yeah. And there was also a 40-yard Kirk Cousins touchdown pass caught that day. Who caught that? You might know this one.
Ryan Grant.
Correct. Yeah.
There you go.
Jay Gruden used to love.
He loved Ryan Grant.
Did he wear number 14?
Mind you, he was wide open too, so it wasn't like he beat somebody. It was absolutely missed coverage, like broken coverage or whatever. So yeah.
Look, you don't be a hater. He was still there. Did he used to wear number 14?
Yep.
I remember that because inexplicably I had a. Did we have a wide receiver called Quinn, who was mystery relevant?
Trey Quinn.
Did he wear 14?
No, they was on the team at the same time. What number Trey Quinn wore?
For some reason, I bought a Trey Quinn jersey. Don't ask me why.
The price was cheap. Yeah, it was on sale. Probably.
Yeah.
You on sale, man, for $5. Yeah. I mean,
Anyways, there you go. Good records overall, but the last 3 we've lost. So hoping for better today.
All right. Yeah, that was, and I think one of those 3 was Drew Brees' record. He broke the all-time record against us on one of those games. All right, Scouse, let's go to you, man. Key matchups. We know the Saints have a lot of players out, but they still got number 41, like Joe Witt said. So, how do you feel about key matchups?
I mean, on offense, the only 2 guys I can think of who are going to be a problem is obviously Kamara, but then also Valdez-Scantling as well. So that's the deep shot guy. Now the thing is, now with Carr being out, we just don't know what Hayner's got. Yes, he's got an arm, but do we know how accurate is he? Do you know what I mean? And let's face it, being that he's a 3rd-string quarterback normally, I don't think he's going to be accurate at all. So for me, as long as you can get in his face, Valdez-Scantling's going to be a non-factor. So the keyest matchup for me is going to be our pass rush against Hayner. So, I'm looking for Uvu. I'm looking for our stud Fowler Jr. These are the guys that have been producing sacks. These are the guys who are going to need to keep putting that pressure on. That's the biggest ones. That's the biggest ones. I mean, with the Kamara thing, I mean, he's dangerous either way, and he's going to get 15, 20 carries. He's going to get probably 10 targets as well. Let's face it, as in the passing game. So he's going to be difficult to stop. But he's going to get his. But if we can limit it to, say, a reasonable, 80 yards, something like that, 1 touchdown, something like that, then we can win this game quite easily. But so limiting him, getting after Hayner, that's the biggest key matchups then.
Let me play this.
Right? No, seriously, like confident. I'm going to let it rip. I feel like I've worked too hard to go in there, with that mentality of, oh, don't screw up. I've been preparing for this. I'm going to do everything I can. This is a must-win game. But if you look at it, we're 5-8. What do I have to lose? Right? No, seriously, like, what do I have to lose? I might never get an opportunity to start a game again. I'm going to show everybody what I'm capable of doing, and let the guys know that I'm confident in doing that. You go and you win this game, things can change. So I think it's just a 1-0 mentality. Beat the Commanders and show everybody what Jake Hayner can do. I'm confident. I'm going to let it rip.
Show everybody what Jake Hayner can do. Listen, this guy is dangerous, right? Let me tell you. Let me tell you why. He's not going to care about separation. Right, he's not going to care about contested catches. He's not going to care about any of that. He's going to be throwing the football, and he's going to probably throw it a lot, and he's going to throw it up there. So he can go either 2 ways. Either they going to catch some, or we going to intercept some. They get 4 touchdowns, we can get 4 interceptions. I don't like playing against people like that. Like, he has nothing to lose.
It's the unknown, isn't it? It's the unknown.
Yeah, I suppose he's got no fear. As you say, it might be his first and only start he might ever have. But the thing is, though, he's going to be inaccurate. As you say, he's going to take shots. If he's going to do what he said there on that video that he's going to do, he's going to let it rip. He's going to take deep shots. But happy days for us, because he's not going to be accurate. I'll tell you that. There's a reason why he's QB3 over there. And even Taysom Hill, before he got hurt, a QB2 is not very accurate as a quarterback.
Yeah.
So if you're 3rd string behind that tells me he's not an accurate quarterback. He might have guts, he might be ballsy, but we're definitely going to have a chance of some big plays on defense for sure.
He gave me a little sort of, on a kind of like high ceiling Kurt Warner vibes. I'm not saying he is, just that complete unknown.
Somebody else said that too.
And low ceiling Taylor Heineke vibes, that kind of nothing to lose hustler type quarterback. Which
might run, get you a couple big ones, get the crowd hype. But yeah, we got We can't let any of that happen. No, not today. Not today.
Everyone's got a plan to get hit in the face, and that's exactly what's going to happen to this guy. No, he's going to get hit. He's going to get hit hard by a Lufu or Fowler, and then he's going to shit his pants, and that's going to be the end of him. And that's it. That's all it's going to be. He's going to get 100 yards max passing, I reckon.
What's maybe interesting though is I believe that the New Orleans O-line is now pretty healthy. I think they've had some health issues, but I think are they more or less their starting five?
I don't know.
Let's have a look. The
So there's
starters
a chance they can keep him upright, you know.
The starters they got Fawaga playing left tackle, Lucas Patrick playing left guard, Eric McCoy at centre. Nobody's on IR though. Only some guys I've never heard of. Cesar Ruiz is the right guard, and Trevor Penning is the right tackle. And they look like Ryan Ramchick is out, so he'd normally be a starter.
That name I know.
There's a guy called Nick Saldiveri who's on IR, but I don't think he was actually a starter. So they probably are. Besides Ramchick,
more or less healthy, yeah.
Yeah, probably are just the main starter.
Yeah, they got Alvin Kamara. Like we got. Yeah. Let's speaking of that, let's get right into the keys. Go ahead. What you got for the keys, Scouse? I mean, Christian.
Yeah, without a doubt. Obviously, I would say like get ahead. You know, productive early on offense. Have we done that most of the season? We've, nice balance between run and pass, particularly Brian Robinson Jr. being healthy. I sort of maintain this every week. I just think we're a better team when Brian Robinson Jr. is healthy and good to go, which he is. So I'd certainly see that as important, getting ahead. I think the legs of Jayden Daniels could be really important today as well. It seems to me that every game away from that rib injury, he's getting better and better, more like his old self. So I think that's important. I think also one thing that I sort of was looking at in terms of a matchup, I guess, as well. And it sounds a weird one here, but the Saint as punter, is it Matthew Habel? He's been very, very good, getting it into the opponent's 20, which for me means let's not have any bad day on return duties. I think Zacchaeus, if he is going to take those punt returns, we need those hands to be assured. So I think the general key to win is get ahead. And also, if the Saints have had anything, they've had a few explosive plays. So you don't want to give those up. I mean, I think it's impossible to keep Kamara completely quiet. I just don't think that's going to happen. But I think even if he goes for, like Scouse said, 80 or, whatever, I still think someone like Robinson Jr. with our more balanced offense, our better quarterback, can outscore him as well. So that would be some of my keys. And I think, again, you've already mentioned it, but let their third string quarterback pass the ball. They're going to load the box a bit, Washington. You've got good tacklers there in Bobby Wagner, Luvu. And again, with Marquez as their only real deep threat, communication in the backfield. We're bringing someone new into the backfield in Lattimore. And by all accounts, during this sort of last few weeks where he's been on the sideline, he's been learning the playbook, learning how to be a commander. So I think that's important as well, some of those communication in the backfield.
What you got, Scouse?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think what a game for Lattimore to start, though, against his old team. He knows these players inside out. He knows them better than our team does. So it's kind of like, I think this is a perfect game for him to get a couple of interceptions and really kind of cements himself as a kind of cult player already for us after his first game. I really do think he could get a couple of interceptions there if they try and take him on. If Hayner is going to keep throwing the ball, he says, let's see how accurate you are, bro, especially middle to intermediate to deep routes. Let's see what you can do.
Did you call him Taylor?
Who?
Did you call Jake Hayner Taylor?
Taylor, Jake Hayner. Oh, Hayner. I said Hayner.
Oh, it sounded like you said Taylor.
We'll call him Taylor Heineke as well. Yeah, I'll call him that. No problem. But yeah, man, when I'm looking at their defense has got some good players in it. You're looking down the middle. They've got Tyrann Mathieu at safety. He's still good, playing at a high level. You're Cam Jordan. He's going to be up against Wiley. That's another thing as well. As I'm not Wiley's biggest fan, so I'm always concerned about who goes up against him, especially if they're good players. And Cam Jordan has been a quality player for a long time, so I can definitely see him causing some problems. And then, I mean, also got Mario Davis as well, excellent linebacker. So we need to be aware of those guys. But in general, our team, I think, player for player, I think 90% of it is better than theirs. So we should win this game, and we should win it, hopefully, fingers crossed, comfortably. But you know what we're like.
One guy that's not been mentioned, none of us have mentioned yet, is Chase Young.
Because it's crap, it's fine.
I think he's, from what I had a little chat, midweek, New Orleans, UK fan. We usually do that kind of thing, and he's been kind of getting there, but not quite getting to the quarterback. So his pressures have been good, which sounds a little bit familiar to, last few seasons really for Chase Young. But I think he might be playing with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder today.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely be a player. I mean, he'll definitely be a player to look out for. But again, he's not, according to I'm looking at the starters, the depth chart, and he's not even the starter. So
I mean, this is his second game too, so it's not like it's his first game against us, right? Like we played against some of these with the 49ers.
San Fran, yeah.
So,
it's true.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's been getting close, right? Like
yes, yeah.
That's what we're used to. But
Coleman will beast him. No worries.
Yeah,
no worries. I'm not worried about it.
I like that confidence.
Yeah, I'm just something that Chase Young is the same player from that bad knee injury. We know he isn't. So it's kind of like, well, how good are you now? And I say he's close, but he's just not there. So that in the NFL, that 2% is the difference. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm not worried about him. To be honest, I don't think he's going to be disruptive at all. I think he's going to be a guy that you could probably run the ball directly at him. Because he's going to break contain, he's going to do his own thing, he's going to try and make a play, and he's going to get blown up for it if we scheme it the right way. So
I think if we had any problem with Chase Young today, would be kind of third and long situations. I want us to avoid that third and long type situation. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we need to avoid that for sure. Get early, stay in front of the sticks. Is absolutely a key. Stopping Alvin Kamara. Don't get comfortable and let somebody get behind you. I think they're going to test you a lot. And especially Louvu, Kamara, Wagner, Kamara, and even in the passing game, right, with Chen, because Kamara is, like you say, he's a dual back. He can beat you on the outside too. So I'm looking forward to see that. And us running the ball, being consistent, running the ball. Like we saying, staying in front of the change, some good pass, some quick pass. And I want to see Jayden take some shots. Take some shots downfield. I think it's the perfect game to do it. But it's gonna be a lot of LSU fans in the building, right? Like I think a lot of the Saints fans probably gonna wear a Jayden 5 LSU jersey. So I definitely think man, we should be able to win this game, man. But as far as knockout players, Scouse, I mean, we probably talked about it. Outside, what's up, lights out? Outside of Kamara, MWS, I don't know, man. I mean, they have
Juwan Johnson at tight end. Austin Moreau is going to be backup tight end. I mean, these guys have been around the league for a bit.
And they got the former Cowboys player too, the wide receiver. What is his name?
So Wilson, is it? Cedric Wilson?
Yeah, Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, they got Cedric Wilson, the receivers, Dante Pettis as well, and Kevin Austin. That's what I'm saying. These guys, I mean, obviously Olave and Shaheed are both on IR.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the kind of, I'm saying, like, those receivers do they scare you? They shouldn't. I mean, I'd say MVS is their best one by a mile. And to be fair, now that Carr's out, I don't see Hayner connecting with Valdez that often. I really don't. So, yeah, man. I mean, I'm the only one I'm worried about is Kamara because he can kill you on his own. He can. He's done it before, and he can do it again.
Yeah.
But if we can somehow just limit him, we will win. We will win this game because we'll score way more points than they will. It's just is. It's just what it is.
Yeah. You can't let Hayner get out of the pocket and
I mean, I don't know how
downs and stuff like that.
Is he any good with his feet? I've not seen Hayner play with his. Is he good on his feet? Like, is he quick or?
Well, Would they say anything on Hainer from your report with the Saints, Christian?
No, not much. He, I mean, basically, I'll just have a quick back look through there, but I asked him about rookies and who might start. He basically said he was more leaning towards would Rattler start actually, and he might have to share snaps with Jake Hainer. I wonder if we might see that happen a little bit. You know,
That's interesting.
Yeah, whether they're sharing some snaps,
especially if he's struggling.
Yeah,
but I know a Saints fan has said that you know, they don't want to put him out there behind the O line, which to your point, Christian, is like they might be healthy, but are they even healthy, good? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but are they good?
Yes, yeah,
so, because I was surprised they went with Hainer. Like, I mean, even in the game last week when Carr went out, I was like, oh, they went with Hainer, you know, because they had a lot of high hope for Spencer Rattler early in the year. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to be. I mean, some of these quarterbacks we thinking that's coming out seem like a couple of them out of the top 5 might stay. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a deep quarterback class. So maybe they just look at it. Hey, look, we'll just go. I don't know. I don't know what Saints doing. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not. I mean, I don't know what they're doing.
The talk of Rattler and not putting him behind that O line, that could be a smokescreen. Maybe Rattler's just bad. You know?
He looked good in the preseason. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Hainer because he can use his legs. I've seen him in college. He can do that. Where I've not seen much of Hainer.
And remember, Hainer was a 3rd round pick 2 years ago.
Crazy. I know he had a decent in the combine. I was watching him in the combine. He looked pretty good, but 3rd rounder, yeah. I think he reached a little bit there, but yeah, we'll see what he's about today, won't we? But I'm not worried about him. You know what I mean? Like he's not like scaring me. He's not one of them guys for me. So yeah, should be all right. Should be okay. Touch wood.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see. What about our guys? We go to you, Christian, real quick before we get out of here. Who do you think is gonna have a big game today?
Yeah, I think I've been a bit obvious here, guys.
One. What's up, man?
I think we're firmly in the business end of the season. You know, this is star guys kind of time to show up. Okay, so Marshall Lattimore has to be, doesn't it? Good to go after the hamstring injury. We've been crying out for this near lockdown corner. You know, that's how it's been built up. So, and to come in against the Saints as well, I think that's a really interesting first game for him. And obviously, again, Jayden Daniels. You know, good chance of offensive rookie of the year. I said this earlier, but I just think each game away from that rib injury that he got versus the Panthers is a blessing for us. He seems to look better and better. Perhaps one thing that would be interesting, we lost Noah Brown, didn't we? That kind of contested catch, slightly bigger bodied receiver. He drew quite a bit of pass interference. So if I wouldn't mind seeing Jayden.
Played a lot.
Yeah. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jayden.
What a skill, baby. What a skill.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't mind seeing Jayden just throw the ball around a little bit more, spread it around. You know, can we get the Army Brown into the game? Can we get who else have we got out there? Luke McCaffrey. You know, a lot of talk about him getting open but not getting the ball. I'm still a bit 50-50 on him, to be honest, particularly for first season. So yeah, I've got a bit obvious, but Lattimore and Jayden for me, they're the spotlight commanders.
I think you hit the nail on the head with McCaffrey. I think now that Brown's out, he has to be the guy who steps up into that kind of wide receiver 2 role. Now I know he's going to probably stay in the slot, but for me, if you're Kingsbury, surely you've got to kind of get the game plan where like Jayden's second read should be McCaffrey. You know what I mean? And obviously Terry 1, him 2. That's what it should be all the time. I mean, especially now that, say, Brown's out, because Brown tends to be first/second read every single time, and he loves going to Brown. And obviously he's out, so we need someone to fill that gap. So for me, if McCaffrey's not getting the ball, or at least getting targets anyway, like he's only getting like 1, 2 at maximum. That's not enough. He needs to be around that 6-7 mark at least today. And if he's not getting those targets, then that concerns me. I know he's a rookie and Jayden's a rookie, but the thing is, it's like their chemistry is obviously not there. And that concerns me. Do you know what I mean? So I need him to start seeing that there is that chemistry there. It's just that he just doesn't have enough time to get to the third read, or that he's already given the ball because someone else is open. I need to know that he does trust McCaffrey as well. Do you know what I mean? I need to see that, because that's what I've not seen yet from him. So it's got to be a big game for him. If he's a non-factor again, he gets no targets. That's going to concern me.
Yeah, because Eckler, Noah Brown, those are a lot of targets right there. Mm-hmm. So Luke moves up, so you should be within those first couple progressions on some of these plays. So let's see if you're getting open as much against CB2s and 3s that you were against CB3s and safeties and stuff. So that's something definitely. But look, before we get to predictions, I want to go right to Scouse. John Allen.
Okay.
He didn't have a fully torn labrum. I think that's how you pronounce it. Labrum.
Did he? I think it's pec.
Oh, it's pec. It's pec. That's right. It's pec. It was partially torn. So there's a chance that he could come back. John Allen, you ain't slick, John Allen. I know exactly what you're doing, John Allen. How you feel about that, Scouse?
I mean,
what's the difference between the two? Because one of them could be like a year, right?
I mean, usually a full torn off the bone pec injury. That's what you call a full rupture, or full tear. You obviously need surgery for that, reattach it to the bone. You're looking at 6, 7 months, 8 months, something like that, to get back. Being that he went under surgical procedure, but he only needed it to be kind of like, say, all he did is just repaired the partial tear. So with a partial tear, it's that obviously the healing's quicker. So normally a partial tear, especially going back to an NFL level, you're probably looking at around that 3-month mark, which technically would be around the time that he could get back into playoffs. He could be around there, because I think it was week 6, was it week 7 that he got hurt? Something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
So he's around that kind of 10 weeks at the moment. So potentially he could come back, but probably more towards the end of the season, like the Dallas game or playoffs if we do make it. It could be a potential to come back then, but you are kind of pushing the boat a little bit. But again, if you're in the playoffs and you're desperate for him and he feels ready, then bring him back. But it's borderline. It's borderline. But I can't see him wait anytime before the Dallas game.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah, we get in the playoffs. He's definitely coming back. Like he ain't gonna miss this. He's definitely gonna come back. He's like, All right. What you got, Kristen? What's your score prediction?
Yep. Okay. I've gone for I will just take a step back. I think Alvin Kamara's the real threat. Like we said, starting quarterback out, and their supporting cast of receivers is pretty average in New Orleans. Road win, 35-17. Robinson Jr., 2 touchdowns, 100-yard game.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a good game. I have close to that. I have 34-12. 34.
You do know that we're not very good after a bye week. You know, don't you?
Look, that's that Snyder TSD, whatever they call it.
PTSD.
You need to get out of it, Scouse. You need to get out of it, Scouse.
Hey, what happened to the look at the game we had when we had the extra time?
That wasn't a real bye week. That wasn't a real bye week.
I heard as well.
I'm just going off the pass, man. Yeah, man. I think we'll win. I think we'll win reasonably comfortable, but I don't think it'd be a big blowout like you're all suggesting, like a good kind of 20-30 point win. I can't see that. I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think it's going to be around a 13-14 point win. That's what I think. So for me, I'm going to say 28-14. I'm going to say
28-14 or 2014.
Yeah, 28-14.
Yeah.
And apparently, Dan Quinn's very, very good down the stretch. Like last
yes,
I'm
not sure if I saved those.
Very good.
It's very good. Yeah,
it's almost like 75% win rate in those games.
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
definitely something we're like Scouse was saying. We're definitely not used to that. Like, I mean, this game could go 2 ways, boy. And we're trying to get away from that. We're trying to get away from that mentality. But after that Dallas game, it makes it a little hard, buddy.
I think his record in the stretch of games or end season games is better than Joe Gibbs. Apparently, he was also
he's 16-4.
Wow,
yeah.
as a head coach in the last 4 games.
That's definitely better than Ron, isn't it? I mean, but I think Ron's like 1-28 or something.
Yeah, Rivera was kind of okay around the middle of the season. Around the middle of the season, he was okay with Rivera, but
Yeah.
Oh, is there a status update on Deron Payne? He had a back
He just had
injury.
a little back thing on Friday. They haven't said anything. So I know
Mm.
they did bring up Carton, but he was up last week. And Big Phil was inactive. So they brought him up again. So we'll see. But I don't think Deron Payne misses this game. No way.
And Sheldon Day's been good as well, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been really good.
Yeah, it's been good.
I mean, he ain't been dominating and he ain't been sorry. He been right, like consistent, like getting some good pressure. Yeah. So
yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes, as long as the other guys are stepping up and producing.
Yeah, I mean, he's not expected to get sacks and have 4 tackles for loss and all that. Like, you can't have everybody. Everybody's not going to be Pro Bowl caliber on your team, man. Like, everyone has a role. But yeah, so what you got, Christian, this week? You put your article out real early this week. It was like Monday.
I know,
Tuesday,
right?
Yeah.
It's only the Ravens who let me down, but I'm not bitter about that, and I don't mention it every podcast.
Yeah, right. You don't. Yeah.
I mention that as much as I mention mediocre quarterbacks. I'll have a kind of pre-game little blog going out in the next hour or so.
Okay, cool.
Midweek, who knows? So we've got the Eagles, haven't we? So do I want to speak to a Philadelphia Eagle midweek? Maybe. Try not to.
Don't waste your time.
What you got this week, Scouse?
Yeah, man. Obviously got a pod later on after the game today because it's an early game kickoff. So I'll have the mashup pod with the Bleeding Burgundy. And then on Thursday, the 1 Point Safety shows will be 102 episode. Yeah.
Well done, guys.
On 3 p.m. Eastern. So.
All right, man. Appreciate all that. On the Huddle will be airing this tonight, 9:30. For the post game. We definitely appreciate all your time getting up with us early in the morning or already being up and spending your lunch with us. We definitely appreciate it. We know your time is very valuable for you to spend it with us. We appreciate it. Remember, do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.